Hello everyone, this is your standpoint once again, and we are extremely happy today. I'm with my co-host. I'm not going to delay today.
Yeah, they already used to me actually.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, hello guys, how are y'all doing? Welcome back to the Standpoint. And thanks for tuning in, by the way.
Oh, that's awesome. So I hope you're all right, and I can see you. You're good.
I'm fine.
Yeah, and we are also with a guest on our right side. At this place, we are very, very, very honored and privileged to have this young brother, whose name is Randy, the EKJ. Yeah, so I know him, like, the back of my hand. So I hope Edna doesn't know our brother here. Maybe can tell her who he is. Just
Not
maybe
only
can
me,
yeah,
even our
yeah,
viewers,
even
people
viewers.
out there, they
you
need
might
to know
right.
who is here.
Yeah, as I said, my name is Landry. Landry is a French name, but I got more 3 names. Huh? I got my name is Daikeje Mikael Edulandri. I got 4 names, but a lot of people call me Landry. I'm just a Burundian. I grew up in Burundi, in the city called Mobone, but currently I'm living in Charama. Yeah, and I'm a student. I'm about to complete my bachelor studies. Yeah.
What you studying?
That's it. Doing human resource management.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you feel this place?
I'm really, really excited, and really thank you so much for having me.
Do you usually watch this show, The Standpoint?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
So guys, I will let you know about our topic of the day, which is why do people do backbite? I mean, why people criticize about somebody who is not around. Sometimes you find people like talking about a person who is not there.
Why do people talk trash behind someone's back?
Yeah, imagine it happens, and we know this is happening every single day in our communities. Like you find people sitting, even young people, it's as if they don't have what to do. So yes, of course, criticism is not bad, but sometimes we do have like criticism in a,
But now we have to differentiate what is criticizing someone and what is like having those malicious talk about someone.
Okay, all right. Maybe.
I'm asking you a question. Please differentiate for us.
Okay, sure. As you're saying, there are some malicious talk, behind somebody's back. He's not there, and you just, speak of unpleasant things of the person. You see, which is not helping in any way. But there are also some constructive criticism. When, like you're trying to see how you can help somebody. Maybe he's behaving not accordingly, and you're trying to see how maybe you can get ideas, so can you let him know after, so it's maybe when he comes, you will try to tell, you should do this, you should change this, you should, so as he can improve, not stay at the same place, but trying to,
Anyways, why would you start by saying that behind his back instead of just going straight to that person and then tell him what it that you want to tell?
Sometimes you may tell yourself, maybe, I'm not right to see this. Maybe you may think other person don't notice it. Then you say, let me ask others if this is true, if he always act like this. And you try to, that's what I think. But, it's always good to tell him not, behind, when he's there, once he's...
Let's hear from our guest anyways.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
On my personal view, I believe that, when you criticize someone, it's not actually a bad thing, as you mentioned already, in part because it depends on the motive pushing you to do that, like what is it that's, making you feel like criticizing that person. For me, I believe that criticism is important in part because it can actually help you to be honest. You can be honest, There are even a lot of schools that are using this approach, by giving the opportunity to students so they can actually talk about their teachers, tell us what you like about the teachers, what you don't actually like about the teachers. All right. So they can't really give trustworthy information when the teacher is actually around. All right, so they
it's okay.
you know, so it really matters a lot that these students are given the opportunity without the presence of that teacher there. You know, not only that, even in your company, if you got a company, you got a lot of employees, and among those employees, there can be an influential employee, one that has been given a very important position. And when that person is really making a lot of mistakes, it can actually have repercussions for, you know, like to that organization. There are actually negative consequences.
If there's one of those employees who's misbehaving, let me say that,
okay.
And the other employees just go somewhere, maybe in the office, you know, where the way we are in the office, maybe you just walk out and you are the one who's misbehaving. If we start talking about your behaviors or the way you act, is that backbiting, or maybe you're just criticizing?
Like when you're trying to do it in an informal way, it really has, you know, it's not actually a good thing, you know, but it's a good thing when you're doing it for serious purposes, you know, like the example I gave, you know.
Serious purpose.
Like yeah, serious purpose, like so that your company cannot go bankrupt, so that you can actually prevent something awful from happening, you know. Yeah, that's actually, yeah.
But you guys are not really helping, because you're not telling the person, like the one who's concerned. Because, okay, let me just give a very simple example. We are here. Let's assume we work together. Okay. And maybe Patrick has some bad behaviors. And he step out of this room, and then you and I start talking about what he does, maybe the bad things, the mistakes he's making right now. Are we backbiting, or we are criticizing him?
That's backbiting.
That's backbiting.
Yeah. They are talking behind my back. But it's not the same case. The one was telling
it's
us.
Completely different.
This is backbiting.
Yeah,
yet we are talking about the thing, maybe the bad things you're doing right now. Okay, maybe we are just talking about it right now, but we intend to tell you.
If you intend to tell me, maybe that's a positive criticism. That's constructive criticism. Maybe
this is Okay, I mean, I don't know. Because now there must be a difference, the backbiting and criticizing.
If you're planning to tell that person, you're not backbiting. So, but I think if you've noticed that there's something wrong about that person, there's no need to let other people know about it. You know, you need to tell that person. You go straight to that person and tell him about it.
Maybe you have all
But if you're planning, you know.
Maybe you have all noticed that there's something wrong with that person. So it's not like we are backbiting. It's not like I'm informing someone else who's sitting just right next to me. It's like we are talking about things that you are seeing. You get? So I don't really think that's backbiting. We are criticizing him. And as fellow employees, we can, maybe your fellow colleagues, we can even tell you. Our intention maybe somewhere it's to tell you and try to change.
Absolutely. But let's come back to our today's topic, which is actually backbiting, criticizing somebody.
No, Patrick. Backbiting is not criticizing some. Well, okay, maybe I think it depends on the focus, or maybe the intentions.
Yeah, of course. That's not. I mean, you just interrupted me. You just, you know, like talk before I finish. Maybe I was saying criticizing somebody when he's not around, when he's not there. I mean, like not the one that we've been talking about when we want to maybe him to improve, to avoid those kinds of misbehaviors. But this time is when you just, I mean, talking about things which are so bad, which are awful, which may even hurt him once he hears that, and there's no any benefit that he's gonna take from that. What do you think? Like we seeing, like here in Burundi, we know ourselves. Like we like it so much. I don't know. Is there any difference between like gossiping? Like sometimes people gossip, and maybe that can be also another subject. But there's a link.
Because gossiping, I think it's giving wrong information about someone. I mean, without really facts.
Okay.
Right? So,
Then there is no connection.
Spreading rumors. So,
sure. Yeah. Which means there's no any link between them.
No, I don't think there's any link with
all right. So, but here also we know that rather than, I mean, criticizing, rather than like talking shit about somebody, you better approach him. And sometimes we feel people are, you know, speaking nonsense. Like they keep talking about bad things of a person when he's not really there and he's gonna correct anything. So why do people like behave this way? Why are we? Is that a nature of human being, or is this only a Burundian attitude, or it's everywhere? What do you think, guys?
Actually, you know, you can actually backbite. You can actually say ill. You know, you can speak ill of someone when you hate that person. You know, you hate that person. So you just want to make other people hate that person as well. So your intention is really, really bad. And that happens in part because that person has made progress in life, all right? Like, we may actually be in the same level financially, all right? At the same level financially, you know, but, you know, we all living in poor condition, all right? Poor living condition, but now that one of us has gotten an opportunity, for example, has applied for a job somewhere, has made money. I know there's a person I know, you know, who was actually an ordinary person, making little money, but, you know, one time he applied for a job, you know, he got employed, you know, started working in a hotel, started making money. After a couple of years, you know, he started building a flat, and people were like, hey, this man is stealing money, you know. They started, you know, saying that he's stealing money because they were like, they were angry about the fact that he has made progress.
Was he stealing money?
He wasn't stealing the money. He was making the money, but they were unhappy about it.
You see, it's that gossip then.
That's not gossiping. It's like they are not happy. They're like, that's the only. Let me explain this.
That's hatred.
In fact,
yeah, hatred.
In fact, people know that they're not actually gonna take that job away from you. They know they won't actually be able to take that opportunity away from you. The only weapon they're left with is words. They're like, let's actually, you know, say negative things about this person. You know, let people know that this person has actually stolen the money. This is not actually the money he got from his work. You know, so you see, it comes out of hatred, out of the fact that you hate that person, the fact that he has actually made progress, you know, and he has gotten to a place where you have not actually reached.
That's jealousy.
That's jealousy.
Yeah.
So,
that's
yeah,
jealousy.
Of course, one of the things that, you know, push people to backbite or criticize people when they are not there is jealousy. Also, there is what we call...
Just know, if someone talks behind your back, it's just because you're better than that person. That's it, period, man.
Yeah, sure. That's it. Because also there is what we call like low self-confidence, you know, low self-esteem, because there are people who don't believe in themselves. They are not confident about what they can do. Then they're always like seeing another person as their enemies when they are not. So that's also one of the reasons that push people to, you know, to talk behind your back.
Maybe I will give another reason. I don't know if it's really it's a good reason, and I'm not trying to defend the fact that people backbite, but I want to explain this through this example. Imagine we are 3 friends here and we're best friends. It's like a circle, right? And maybe you have some okay, no, let me
example. It's okay.
I've been giving examples. Okay, let me just talk about Landry. So maybe Landry has done something wrong, like it didn't please us as friends, and I don't feel ready to tell him. Or maybe he has some bad characters, some bad behaviors that we are not really happy with, and I'm not maybe ready to tell him, and that I come and tell you, you know, Patrick, I don't really like the fact that Landry does this, Landry does that. Do you know that he did this time and everything? So me not being ready to confront him and actually tell him what I am not, or what we are not happy with his behaviors and the way he is that backbiting? Because I'm actually telling you, and we are best friends. I understand we're supposed to be sharing everything and to not talk about behind anyone's back. So now I'm trying to see if maybe you maybe I'm afraid of his reaction.
But
I don't know how he might react.
But you are sending me to do it. On your
I'm not
behalf.
sending you. I'm telling you. I'm like, you know, Patrick, I don't like the way Landry treats other people. Maybe I don't like the way Landry does this. You know, I'm just telling you his bad side.
Yeah.
I am not telling him straight.
So
Is that backbiting? Because maybe I'm afraid of his reaction. I don't know how he might react, and I don't know how he might take it. But I come and tell you as a friend, even though we are supposed to be like all of us friends. Is that even backbiting? But my intention is to let him know.
so
It's to let him know.
here's the deal.
Oh, you're telling this person so he can come straight to me and
No, it's
let
not
me know
even
about-
for that purpose.
Okay, it's his call. He might come and tell you, or he might even, I don't know, we might even.
It's not really. She's not really.
I'm not
asking me
really
to do
sending
it.
him, but I'm like, it's like I'm complaining.
Yeah,
I'm complaining,
complaining.
and I'm telling him, you know, I don't. But my intention was to tell you, but it's just that maybe I'm afraid, and I don't know how you might react. I don't know what you might do. Is that even backbiting?
I don't think it's
I don't think it's. But
you're giving a message.
no, like
Yeah.
Now you have to explain.
No, well, at some extent, I think we cannot really find, the right line where we can say that somebody's biting. But I do believe, as he's saying, that in that case maybe you're not biting because you don't have any intention like to harm. You are not like
Okay,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
to hurt him, but in one way or another,
He has to know.
he has to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Well, yeah,
Because
no,
if you keep this, maybe at the end of the day, you're gonna be negative to him. You see? That's why I think sometimes it's not really worthwhile to talk about somebody's matters when he's not around. You see? And that was also the same question that I had, because sometimes I know we Burundians, we know, of course, there are a lot of people, a lot of persons over there who are misbehaving, who are conducting themselves in a way that they're not supposed to do. So I always wonder why we Burundians, we keep like, you see in a group of people, like we keep discussing like about somebody who's not here.
I don't
like
really think it's only Burundians. You know, that's something that is so natural. I think we were created with it, or we were born with it. It seems so easy to talk about someone, to someone else. It's like it seems so easy to talk to you about Landry than me going straight to him and telling him what I want to say.
But there are even other people who do this, not because it has actually happened by accident, but because it's just part of their character, you know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they, when we're born, there are things we receive from our father, from our mother, that are transferred to us genetically. So, someone may be having that character, every time when you meet that person. I used to have that person, in my life. This friend.
Oh, you used to be like that?
No, not me.
I
wasn't like this. Don't be afraid. I won't backbite. Yeah, but what I mean is, I used to have a friend, we were actually a group of 3 or 4 people, yeah. Like, when you talk to him like this, he could actually say negative things about the other person. And when he comes to me, he would actually tell me good things. But when he's away from me, he would actually say negative things about me. And we realized after a couple of months that this dude is trying to, to say negative things about one of us when one of us is not around. He says awful things that we're like,
that was definitely backbiting about it, about all.
But that was his character. That was his character. So those people are really dangerous. It's just like working with the person who has, with whom you're not in agreement. Like, let me explain this. It's like you're with a person is pretending to be a good friend, is pretending to tell you good things, but when he's away from you, is saying awful things, which means he might even be having bad plans for you, without your knowledge. This is why we hear people say that it is important for a husband to respect a wife because she's actually connected to him. She can do whatever she wants. All right. I want you to understand first.
Listen.
No.
Hold on.
Wait.
Hold on.
Okay.
You're saying it's always good for a husband to respect.
There's something I just want to mean. That's what I want you to hear.
Okay.
Because these people are supposed to, to agree with each other, all right, to have the same view, all right. But there's a person. Let me tell you a story. There's a person who used to have a wife and 2 children. So this person, he told us about this story. So he told us, he was actually looking for an opportunity that would enable him to migrate to a developed country. So, and then he met a white person. That white person said, I'm just going to support you, tell me whatever you want, I will actually contribute. So he did whatever he could, and that man got legal documents that will enable him to travel, But her wife would not show him that she was not okay with the decision of migrating to a developed country. And then one time, when it was just like 2 days, like 2 days, he was just about to go, all right? Like, he was left with 2 days, and then that wife took the documents and threw them, and burned them. Yeah, so in fact, what do I want to mean here? Like, it's a picture of someone that you're working with, that you're hanging out with. He's actually showing you that you're together, that he speaks good things, he says good things about you, whereas he has, a negative idea about you, you see?
Yeah.
So that person is dangerous because he can actually destroy your life without your knowledge.
That's why they always say your enemy is your closest friend.
Yeah, Claude. A husband is supposed to respect his wife, whereas what we are accustomed to here is the wife, the husband is supposed to love, and the wife is supposed to
But
respect.
you can't love someone.
That's religious. That's religious. Yeah.
Oh,
Let me say,
even not.
It's a revelation. Someone
It's
can,
a revelation,
yeah.
but even without being so spiritual,
Yeah.
how can you love someone
Who
and
doesn't
don't
respect you?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're much right. So here is the last question. Like, is there any way to treat that character, or is there, like, how can we deal with that?
There's no way to treat that character, because that's just about oneself. You just have to check yourself. Why do I do this? Why do I? If you have actually noticed that you backbite about your friends or about someone else, you just have to know why. Yeah. And you as a person, you just have to be careful with the people you walk around and you hang out with. That's all, man. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the same opinion, Randy?
I feel like you should run away. You should shun those people, Yeah. I don't know if I'm actually saying the right statement, because I heard that there's this Adolf Hitler. He said, "Oh Lord, protect me from my close friends, but don't actually protect me from my enemies. I will actually deal with them." So I feel like he knew how dangerous it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So which means if you already notice that the person has that character, that behavior, you should actually shun, you should run away.
So, yeah, but you guys also...
The problem is you can't know, like as you are saying, that person was praying, please God, protect me from my closest friend, instead of the enemies. Because the enemies, you know them, they don't like you, they hate you, so you already know. But imagine a friend of yours. He's or she's close to you, and yet he has some other intentions behind. So
you never know when it's gonna
you never know it's gonna.
Because he's always plotting against you.
Exactly.
And you just.
Yet he gives you a smile.
Let me give you an idea, like that can actually enable you to know that person, even though that person has not, like done it in a way that can enable you to know that he has actually backbited. There's this person who's always saying negative things about other people. Negative things about other people. He can actually do it, like he is actually telling you about another person, and the other day he tells you about another person. So you actually realize it. In the talks that we do actually have with this person, there's always something that's negative he mentions about other people. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually one thing you have to think about. If that person talks about trash if that person talks trash about someone else, what does he do or what does she do when I'm not around?
Yeah, that's it. But my question was then, can't we help the person? Because there are maybe psychologists, or maybe can we not give him some hints so as he, give up that behavior, because it's actually a bad behavior that is, not helping.
On my personal view, a person that is able to help another is a person that is close to that person. So it is easy to have a positive influence on someone if you're hanging out with that person. Yeah. So give that person much of your time, spend time with him, talk to him, see what he does when he's communicating to you about other people. The more you spend time with that person, you will you're likely to change. It's possible.
But according to Edna, you just have to leave.
Yeah, just if you have a friend, if you have a friend like that, man, just cut him off or cut her off.
You cut him off.
Yeah, because that's not really a friend. Because if she or he talks about someone else when they are not around, what does he or what does she do when you are not around? That's the question.
Yeah, he does the same or she does the same.
Of course, obviously he does the same.
Yeah, obviously he does the same or she does the same, but don't you have any empathy or sympathy to help him to change his behavior? So is he, he
get yourself a psychologist.
Let me somebody else.
I feel like it's important for us to understand that for a behavior to be instilled in a person, it takes a lot of time. Probably that person was actually, he's a person that has actually been raised in a community where people are living in poor conditions. Like when someone buys a taxi velo, they are like, hey, that one has bought a new taxi velo. So you see, like whenever there's something good that happens to another person, they're likely to say something. At least they say something. You see, so he has actually been living there for a long time. You can't really change that person.
Well,
it's hard, but if you spend a lot of time with that person, you can actually.
And the problem, you never get that time to do it.
Yeah, but that person should just get himself a psychologist. He got a problem.
I guess we have to conclude this program.
But now, what have we learned?
What have we learned?
Yeah.
We learned that we have to avoid jealousy. We have to avoid, people who are not really good to stay with, to hang out with, because we have to always try to, to select people.
Yeah,
Also
maybe
to be...
that's the source of those backbites and everything, these malicious talks.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And also he just, came up with the other guy from Germany who said that, he would feel okay, and I was asking God to protect him from his close friends rather than his enemies.
Yeah.
So that's
also my advice to everyone who's watching us right now.
Yeah, sure, we got to be very careful.
Yes.
Yeah, to be very careful about that. So I think that all is well, ends well. Then I'll ask you to thank our guest here and also to conclude the program.
Thank you, Patrick. So, Landry, thank you for coming here. Yeah. I hope if we even call you next time, you'll be willing to come, right?
Yes, I will.
Yes, we're glad to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so guys, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something in this show. So please stay tuned for the next one. Bye-bye.